Hi, it's Tennessee. It's spring. There's pollen everywhere. Please ignore. Action! Action.
So here we've got a 1979 Boston Whaler 15 Sport with the Super Sport layout side console. This boat was a full restoration that's been repainted with 2-part polyurethane. It's Interlux Perfection. The entire boat was completely stripped and rebuilt from the ground up. Came out real nice with this kind of off-white color. It's very similar to the Desert Tan, not quite as yellow or brown, a little bit whiter, but a nice look nonetheless. This boat is going to a customer in upstate New York, and then hopefully the Florida Keys after that. So he wanted to do some kind of cool customizations on it, and we ended up doing a few things that were kind of neat. We got the upgraded bow rail here, which is the first one of these I've actually done. That's the higher bow rail. Kind of a cool feature with kids or just getting on and off the dock. We were at the lake today and testing it out, and it was really kind of a nice thing to be able to hold on to, getting on and off, and gives it kind of a cool look on the front of this boat. All original hardware when possible. We like to save everything we can that's chrome brass. This is fantastic 30 years ago, and it's fantastic today. Everything else is replaced with either chrome brass or 316 stainless. Every fastener is 316 stainless. The customer also wanted to put some rod holders on, so we decided just to go with a clamp-on route. These are 316 tournament style, so he can move them around if he wants, or if he finds he's not using them, he can take them off, and he's not committed to welded rod holders. Moving back here, he wanted to do some cushions in this boat, obviously a great idea. So these are just the standard cushions for the front and the back, and then also he has a cushion for up front with the 4 snaps to take it on and off, and then a hook that velcros on that front, a little hook there to keep it secure. Inside the anchor locker, we did a little Rode anchor package for him in a padded dry bag, so he's got it up there and it's not banging around and beating the hull up like a lot of times they do. Nice 2-pound Bruce anchor in there with some Rode. Super clean. Moving back, typical sea deck that we do in all these boats. This is a little bit darker gray. Kind of really is a nice complement to the Yamaha color scheme of the grays. Really a nice solid look on this boat. Electronics wise, we did an install for him. This is a Garmin 742 XS, just a good unit for these little boats. It's a good form factor, touch screen, simple. You can interface it to your engine to get all the fuel burn data and RPMs and diagnostics and whatnot. Just makes it a nice little simple clean setup. One other thing he wanted to do that you can't see pictured is behind the console are some DC charging ports for his phone, and one just a regular old cigarette lighter plug for anything else he wants to do. You know, he wanted the ability to do that, but you know, we don't want it to impede the original look too much, so try to hide that kind of stuff, and he knows where he is when he wants to get to it. The original destroyer wheel, that's the 5-spoke, and the original hub in the middle, which we love bringing those back. They're super cool when you restore that hub. All the wiring in this boat is obviously new, all Anchor marine grade wiring with heat shrink terminals, Blue Seas bus bars and breaker bars, and Blue Seas switches. He also wanted to do a bimini top, so we did the black bimini top. It's folded back, removable with 2 pins on the side if you need to, and they clip onto the stanchions, so there's no more hardware going in your gunnels. Kind of a nice little quick release feature there. Moving back here, we've got the Yamaha F70. This is the workhorse that we think for this boat. Best kind of pairing there is for the power to weight ratio. It's just quick, it's quiet, and very efficient. You got your PowerTech SCD on here. We just tested this boat today. Speeds are in the low 40s, and the mid-range is phenomenal with this SCD. It's just a good all-around prop. We've got our negative trim wedges here. We do this in all the boats because obviously they don't have trim tabs like most modern boats do, so this helps you, get that bow down a little bit further when it's choppy out. This gives you some more negative trim on this engine. This customer, he wanted to do a swim platform, which we ended up working with Martin Marine in South Carolina. Raymond did an amazing job with this piece. It's solid teak and some very high grades, 316 stainless pieces to really knock this thing out of the park. He did a great job with it, and it's super secure all through, bolted through the transom. Just a really beautiful accent for these boats. Get away from kind of a rickety swim ladder. This is as good as you can do. Also in this boat, you'll notice which everybody that leaves here has this, is a transom saver. For as much as these boats get trailered around, we want to preserve that transom as long as possible and give it another 40, 50 years down the road. So that's a great little tool to be able to offload the weight of the engine a little bit and put it on the weight of the trailer. Okay, moving back forward, I want to show you that fusion radio I was talking about. So you can see it over here. I'm going to go over there. Just kind of stuck down on the side here. What's cool about it is, one, the driver can reach the controls, Bluetooth it to their phone or whatever, can reach in here and touch it and change it easily. And then when you want to take it out, you just pop it right out, and then you take it home, charge it, or whatever you want to with it. Or take it to the sandbar, float it around. It's fun, it's waterproof. And then all you're left is with this little puck, and when you want to remove that puck, it's just 3M adhesive, so it's not going to ruin anything. If you want to move it, you can put more of these pucks elsewhere in your boat or other places, or your paddleboard or whatever. Just a cool product. One little detail we like to do is this little keychain. They're little cork keychains. It's better than that like foamy thing, right? This is a 2020 Caravan, all galvanized with 13-inch wheels. It's a nice, really clean, simple trailer. It's great for salt. Just a good all-around trailer. The keel is so aggressive on these old boats, they just tend to get beat up. So if you put a nice stainless strike plate on there, it's a nice feature to look at, and it's also a nice way to kind of secure it in there. You notice the keel guard as well, something we do on all the boats. Again, just to protect that keel and give you some peace of mind when you're pulling up on the beach or the sandbar or the trailer for that matter, to come in kind of hot. It gives you a little bit extra protection. Swing tongue on these trailers, spare tire, just a good, clean, customized, cool boat that hopefully you'll see up in upstate New York or down the Florida Keys real soon. Oh, and one other thing that we didn't talk about, this is a bully net light setup, and as crazy looking as this thing is, it's pretty neat. So this client, he wanted to be able to bully net down the Florida Keys, and you do that at night, and you have to do it with a light and a big old net, and you're just kind of idling around on the flats looking for these lobster that are out moving at night. So we wanted to come up with a way for this to be able to be removable when he wants it, to be off the boat, but whenever he wants it, he can put it on quickly, and it's not a thing. So come closer. So what we came up with is two things. One, this is how this system drops down into the water. So when you get to where you're going, you put it down, you slide it down into the water so that these lights are just below the surface, and you attach it back like this, and then boom, you're just idling around looking for lobster or flounder. But when you're moving around or whenever you're going back to the dock, whatever, you just trim it right up, and you can secure it back in with this pin. Cool part about this setup is that it's removable twofold. It's like a little trailer hitch right here. This comes out, and this little pin comes out, and you can pull it apart. The next step is that you can take these two stainless anchors, and you just clip them right off. They just pop right off like this. Boom. And it's gone. So it's super secure when you want it. And when you don't, it's gone. These little wires, they just go back to run down the railing or whatnot, and you just clip them to the battery. And as long as your engine is running and putting off voltage from the alternator, you can run these lights perfectly fine. I think they pull about 7 amps, and it's a cool little setup. It's real minimalist, but when these things turn on, it is like daylight. So just kind of a cool customization and collaboration that this client wanted to do. Any idea is possible, and this was a really, really fun one.